Happy Friday. We're doing things a little bit ass backwards here, starting off with producer Ryan. You usually don't see his beautiful face until the end. Producer Ryan, how's it going?
Hey, it's good to be here on the front end of things. Feels so weird talking to you up top.
No, it's not.
But here I am.
The
We had
usual.
some listener, or not some listener, some guests screw up with the time. So come in here to kill time up front until we can get our guests on.
Yes. Did you watch the game last night?
Heck yeah, I watched the game up until the very end. It was great. I mean, a good Thursday night game, I felt like. At least it was close.
Yeah, finally. And I think that the Minnesota Vikings maybe passed their luck from last season over to the Steelers because they seem to keep just getting extremely lucky.
Which I can't believe they keep winning games, and I felt so dumb taking their over after the preseason and seeing them start playing. But you took their over too, right? I mean, we both like their over.
Yeah, I hammered that, and I didn't think it looked very hot. But now, Tomlin's just going to find a way to go over that for me, and I'm not going to complain about it. The refs were atrocious. I'm pretty sure there's a flag on every single play.
Yeah. I mean, oh man, I'm blanking his name. What's the Titans quarterback now? The new one,
Mayo boy, Will Levis.
Yeah, Mayo boy, Will Levis. He really came back down to earth, didn't he?
Yeah, a little bit. People on Twitter thought he was a little bit more impressive than I thought he was. I don't even think that's proper English there. You are going to give me some NBA props that you like, or bets, whatever the deal is. Give me an NBA bet you like.
Yeah. Are you familiar with the in-season tournament starts tonight? Do you know that?
No, I did not know that.
My head
is up NFL's ass.
Yeah, no, I totally understand. Most people are. And I think this is a way for the NBA to start trying to steal some of the NFL's thunder earlier than normal, because most people don't start tuning into the NBA until Christmas time. And so they started this in-season tournament, groups of 5, and then in the group stage for November, they'll all play together, and they each play their group, and then they go to the 8 teams go to the knockout phase, and then there's a championship, and they win a cup, kind of like in European soccer, how they have the different cups for the. I don't know. I don't understand European soccer, but I'm sure people have heard of the cups.
It sounds like there's just a lot of opportunities to gamble as well.
Absolutely. So it really doesn't change much for gamblers because they're playing the same amount of games, but you can do futures on who will win the different groups and who will go on to.
Yes. I saw FanDuel has a boost for it.
Yeah, absolutely. I don't have any good bets for that because I still feel like it's too early in the season to start throwing futures on stuff. But I do have a couple of props for tonight. So the Knicks play the Bucks. The Bucks got totally slammed earlier this week by the Raptors. Could be a bounce back game for them, but I don't like either side in this. I do like Jalen Brunson over 4.5 assists, though. Over the last 2 years, he's gone over this in 70% of games. So I feel like if they keep the prop this low, go ahead and keep hammering Jalen Brunson over 4.5 assists.
I love it. I'm going to parlay your picks. What else do you got? Don't let me down. You can't let me down, producer Ryan, here.
I'm doing my best here.
I know.
I'm doing my best.
I know.
And if people like my NBA props, by the way, please follow NBA Gambling Podcast. I'm on there every Thursday with our boy Munaf to chop it up on NBA betting. So
Munaf will be on soon, but we'll be
and Munaf is coming on. We haven't said who our guests are yet. We have Munaf Manji coming on to talk player props, and then Boston Capper.
Yes.
From the Sports Gambling Podcast Network.
Yes. All right. What else you got?
The second player prop I like is Tyus Jones over 19.5 points, rebounds, and assists. The Wizards are horrible, but they're playing Tyus Jones a lot of minutes because they don't have a lot of depth. And they're going against the Miami Heat tonight. The Miami Heat have a starting backcourt of Kyle Lowry and Tyler Hero, who both can play on offense, but have no defense. They cannot guard the other team's defense. So as long as Jimmy Butler doesn't get the idea to switch off onto Tyus Jones and start guarding him. Tyus Jones should just have a free reign to the hoop. He's gone over this 3 or 4 games this season, and so it's a favorable matchup. So I like Tyus Jones over points, rebounds, and assists 19.5.
Yeah, Tyler Hero screwed my parlay the other night, so I think I'm done betting on him as well. What was that?
What was your parlay with Tyler Hero?
I don't know. I just put these together after a couple drinks, and then it doesn't go as well, and then I'm upset, and I wonder why. And it's probably because it's when I'm under the influence of some alcohol. Give me one more bet before we move on. We can just do the quad Ds early in the show while we wait for our guests to come on.
All right. I like I'm gonna give you a side here. Let's go with the Cavaliers -2.5 versus the Pacers. They're in Indiana. So this is going with a road favorite. However, the Pacers just they looked great coming out this season, and then the last 2 games just really fallen off a cliff with Halliburton going out. And so while Halliburton is out, I like fading the Pacers as much as possible. So go ahead, take the Cavaliers lay the 2.5 and go with that.
Nice. Can you repeat them back for the folks that are listening now?
Yep. So Cavaliers -2.5 versus the Pacers. And then I like Jalen Brunson over 4.5 assists versus the Bucks, and Tyus Jones over 19.5 points, rebounds, and assists versus the Heat.
I love it. Should we do quad Ds? We dropped a D. There was 5 Ds. Now there are 4 Ds. I realized that doing the double touchdown every week is probably a little ambitious, although it was cute. It is cute,
but it kind of aligns with like the dumb fuck bet of the week.
It basically is the dumb fuck. It's the same thing.
Such a long shot. It's another long shot.
Yeah. Okay. We'll start with dad. Torn between 2 here, but I went with Garrett Wilson. Longest reception over 23.5. He's gone over this 3 weeks in a row. He only hasn't hit this twice this season. I think Zach Wilson stinks, but there's one thing about Zach Wilson, and he will take some shots to Wilson. That is a lot. That's a mouthful, Wilson. So I like him to go over that longest reception of 23.5.
Okay. Garrett Wilson, he's your dad, over 23.5, longest reception.
Yes. All right. Then we've got dud. We are going to Alexander Madison under 41.5 rushing yards. I've been taking his over quite a bit in this section, and I've decided that now we're going to go for the under. I think that his role, they're using him a lot in the receiving game, and you're seeing him go under this number. Cam Akers, I still expect them to involve him a little bit more. We also don't know exactly what we have with Hall yet. Probably check down King. He's also quite mobile. So I'm going to take Alexander Madison to go under his rushing yards.
Yeah, and I feel like that is more of a dud bet than somebody who was a dud, and now you're picking them they're over. So
yeah, I know it was bothering you for a while.
We're just figuring this out,
right? Yeah, it's takes some time a little bit. So yes, it's going to be an under. Finally, I'll try to follow the rules moving forward.
And this actually follows what you thought of Madison coming into the season. You liked a lot of his unders for the season coming in. So
I did, and
you've been fading Madison all season.
Yeah, I can cash that now if I want. I mean, they could just give me the money now because I think that's the direction it's headed. All right, dumb fuck bet. Okay, ready? I'm being
yeah, I'm ready.
Let me be happy. And I feel like the dumb fuck bet a lot is going to end up being a Giants bet, but they kind of align.
Okay.
So it's going to be Daniel Jones. Ready for this one, everyone?
Yeah, I'm ready.
Your seats. Over 190.5 passing yards. You know what? He's going to come back, have a good game. The Raiders D is bad. I am going to be hopeful that they do not just run Saquon to the ground and they actually let Danny throw the ball.
All right. I mean, that feels doable against the Raiders.
It does feel very doable against the Raiders. And I really need Daniel to come back and just shut a couple mouths because Twitter is getting too obnoxious.
All right.
All right, let's
So your
do
dumb fuck better to be over what 95, 195 and a half?
190 and a half. And also that line just feels a
190 and a
little,
half. Okay.
it feels a little disrespectful.
Yeah. I feel like that's actually a pretty smart dumb fuck bet.
Thank you. I try to be the smartest dumb fuck I can. All right, for my dog this week, you know what? I was between the Carolina Panthers or the Vikings. I said early this week I was taking the Vikings 5.5. That line's come down to 4. I'm going to ride with those Vikings plus 165 on the money line. I always like to take quarterbacks when there's not a lot of tape on them yet. And I think Hall has a nice day. And I think the Falcons are a little bit fraudulent here. And we'll see. The Vikings D is playing so much better these last 3 weeks. So I think that they can stick it to Taylor Heineke. Tyler. His name is Tyler Heineke now.
It doesn't matter, really. Let's call him Tyler Heineke.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter. All right. Let's recap those bets real fast.
All right, let's do it. Dad, Garrett Wilson, longest reception over 23.5. Dud, Alexander Madison, under 41.5 rushing yards. Dumb fuck. My Danny Dimes is going to dime, go over 190.5 passing yards. And I am taking Vikings as my dog. I will probably regret it. It'll end up being the Carolina Panthers. Like I said, I was torn between, but that's all right.
All right. Sounds good. All right. I know we usually get into these at the end of the show, but we're going to get into our 3 listener questions while we wait for our guests to jump on. Question 1. How many times will Max Crosby sack Daniel Jones this Sunday? That's from Wales Bet.
I feel like when I post on Twitter that I want questions, people try to find like the most irritating Giants question that they possibly.
There's always at least one.
There's always one, probably a million times. I really hope that Andrew Thomas is back. You know what happened? I said it earlier in the week. I muted New York Giants, NYG Giants. I have muted every fucking Giants related word. Daniel Jones, Saquon, DJ, like anything you can imagine. Caleb Williams is also a muted word. So I don't see a lot of the news anymore. So I don't even know. Maybe someone in the chat knows what the status is on Evan Neal, who I don't really fucking care if he comes back. But if Andrew Thomas is coming back, it's going to be a lot, though. Max Crosby is extremely good. He's scary to have to go against.
Yeah, absolutely. Whenever you have a ginger in recovery, they're angry, so they kind of
watch out for that.
Watch out for that. Watch out for that. All right. This is from Little Miss Fantasy. First, she asks, how you slay so hard, girl? And then she wrote, actual question. Hyatt and Waller haven't moved the needle yet. Is wide receiver going to be their priority in the offseason? I'm assuming she's talking about the Jets. I mean, the Giants. Jesus, what am I doing?
Oh, my God. Both of us are a little tired. Okay. First of all, can you look up what slay means in like Urban Dictionary for me? Because I actually am curious. I know the kids say it a lot, but I want to know what slaying is.
I
always hear like girls like, okay, slay. Like maybe I should start saying that.
All right. First I wrote, it just says to kill in violent ways. So I need Urban Dictionary.
Yeah, Urban Dictionary.
Dictionary slay. Yes.
I do not slay anyone.
When you slay, it means you killed it, succeeded in something amazing.
Okay.
It also says it can be whatever you want it to be. It's just positive. Cool. It's like saying, yes, queen, you slay.
I love it. Okay. Sounds
all right.
fantastic.
So you slay.
Okay. Steph. I slay. Yes, it needs to be a priority. Wide receiver is one of these things, and I don't want to spend too much time on the Giants because somehow I think like 10% of the show every single day ends up being Giants talk. So I try to cut down it a little bit, but yeah, they need to make it a priority. I think that Hyatt could step in. I'd like them to make a splash. Like if there is a chance that like a T Higgins is someone that the Bengals are going to let move on going into next season, I think that's an interesting name. I think they go after a wide receiver, depending on how bad our record is. We'll see exactly where we are picking. But maybe Harrison Jr., that would be nice. I would like that. It's been so long since we've actually had a fucking stud wide receiver one.
Odell? Was that the last one?
Yeah. That's depressing. Right. That's so sad. Yeah. Can't forget Golden Tate and his not prime, the not prime Golden Tate.
Yeah. All right. Final question. This is a fantasy advice from Josh. Demario Douglas or Christian Watson in full PPR?
Oh, I mean, there's got to be. I feel like there's got to be something better options than that. That's just. There's no way
that just depressed her too much.
There's no way that a normal redraft league. This is like, I don't know, whatever. Who does Green Bay have again? They have the Rams. I don't know. I feel like we're kind of due for a Christian Watson type game, although Jordan Love sucks. He's not good at all. So let's go Douglas.
You gonna go Douglas?
I'm fading Jordan Love here. That's what's going on.
All right. There we go. All right, those were our questions.
There's one in the chat. There's one in the chat.
We have one in the chat.
Yep.
Let's see. Let me get this up. Thoughts about Ferguson for a fantasy sub. My Lions are on bye. Actually, this is one that I'm dealing with too. Thanks, Casey Weston, for throwing this out there. I'm starting Jake Ferguson because I my brain is not working today. What's his name? That's the
Adderall.
Lions.
Adderall.
I don't know. I don't know what's going on with me. Sam Laporta.
There you go.
Sam Laporta is on a bye. So I'm starting Jake Ferguson. There you go. I'm slaying it. I've remembered a name. How do you feel about Ferguson this weekend?
So the fun thing about this question is Casey Weston is actually one of my good friends, and she's in my all-girl league that I started this year, which I'm coming back. If you've been listening, you know I got off to a very bad start. I was so pissed off because, I thought I would walk in there and be hot shit, and I was 0-3 the first 3 weeks. I am creeping my way back, playing an undefeated team. I have 3 straight wins in 4th, but I can look at who's available in that league. So Ferguson... Oh, God. See, this is the thing about this league that pisses me off. These girls hoard tight ends and quarterbacks. And it's the most frustrating thing because when you need to pick one up, there is nothing there available. I kind of screwed you, Casey. You could have picked up Musgrave, but I just dropped him. Conklin's interesting. I think I like Ferguson this week. We'll take Ferguson.
All right. Awesome. Well, we have Munaf coming in.
Great. Amazing.
So let's stop the questions and get our
perfect timing. Look at that. And we did it. We improvised. Oh crap. Both guests are here.
Both guests come on at the same time. Wow. Okay. Let's bring on Munaf and you can do the player props with him.
Sounds good. Munaf Fridays. I'm so excited. How's it going?
It's Friday. I can say that much.
You sound excited. I'm gonna need a little. I need you to be more convincing when you say that.
It's been a day, Steph. It's I had NBA pod this morning, and then we did prop cast for the NBA. Just got done with NFL, and now hopping on with you. So I have a couple more pods for the day, but hey, it's that time of the year, right? We're grinding. We got NBA full swing, NHL. I know MLB just wrapped up, but NFL Week 9. What's going on with you? It's been a minute.
Not much. And here I am. You're so busy. And I'm like, can you come on Fridays, please? Spare some time. Let's get into some player props. I'm sure you're very tired. So let's talk about the NFL. Really fun week. What player props are you looking at? Give me your first one.
Well, let's start with the first game in Germany. I'm looking at Tyreek Hill to go over his receiving yards, and he's already come out and said in so many words that the Chiefs are going to get this work in this game going up against his former team. I believe this is the first time since he went over to the Dolphins in the trade that he's facing his former team. But at 90.5, I really do like this number to go over. And we have a total in this game around 50.5, 51. So I think the books are expecting to see some points here in this game, but I know the Chiefs have done pretty well, defensively and holding wide receivers, but you're going up against Tyreek Hill. They know he's a different animal. And again, he's gone over this projection 5 of the 8 weeks. And those 5 games where he's actually gone over this number, they've been in triple digits. It's been 100 plus receiving yards for Tyreek Hill. So I expect, Mike McDaniel and Tua to put up a game plan where not only is he going to get the targets again, but I think he's going to fly over this number. I think this is a good ladder opportunity as well. Maybe the value's not there on, getting it up to 120 I think I started like around plus 165. But if you find a place where you can get this up to 150, 160 yards, I think this might just be a huge Tyreek Hill week. What do you think?
I like it. I like it quite a bit. Are you leaning Miami in this game?
I'm actually leaning the Chiefs.
Okay, so am I. I just feel and Taylor's gonna be there, and apparently that's the whole thing that everyone's very excited about.
Well, that's the handicap. Then we don't need to talk more about it.
We don't need to talk about it anymore. I'll give you my first prop: Chuba Hubbard over 46.5 rushing yards, minus 108. This has come up a little bit. I am also well known as the anti Miles Sanders. I think Carolina is also realizing that. I think he's quite overrated. The Colts defense sucks. This is pretty straightforward. His rush attempts have gone up last 2 weeks, seeing a lot of attempts. And I think that, his role is going to continue to grow as they realize that Miles Sanders just is not that guy.
Yeah, I wasn't really high on him. I think when we did our division previews on my show about Miles Sanders in this division, I think he was just a beneficiary of having a great offensive line in Philadelphia last season. But like you said, I think that Carolina is probably realizing that it's not him, that maybe we need to go in a different direction, at the running back position. I'll say in the same game, a guy that you and I have talked a lot about, Adam Thielen. I'm going right back to him. The consensus number right now is at 70.5. There is one book out there that has it at 65.5 at FanDuel. So if you have access to that, go ahead and bet that over there because they are not up to market price right now. But I mean, you take a look at what he's done over the past several weeks. He leads this team in targets at 70. The next closest guy, Steph, is at like 34 or 35 for this Panthers receiving group. But I'm just looking at my notes here. So yeah, the number one thing that stuck out was the target. And then he's gone over this projection of 70.5 in 5 straight weeks for the Carolina Panthers. So it just seems like him and Bryce Young have developed this chemistry, and he's starting to look like that wide receiver we saw prior to his injuries in Minnesota. So I'd always say if it's not broken, don't try to fix it. Adam Thielen over 79 receiving yards.
Hell yeah, he's saving my ass in fantasy too, because people were totally fading him, but he looks like he has a little bit of juice back in him. I've actually stayed in that game too, so this is turning into a Carolina Panthers podcast today. They don't have lines out on him, but I like Jonathan Mingo to get an anytime touchdown, plus 320. He has the 10th most targets without a touchdown. Bryce Young coming off his best, career game. I would say they have a change there in play calling. I think we'll see them continue to find a little bit more success as the season goes on. Take his over receptions. I don't care what the line is at. He went over it last week. I think his role has, it's been quiet. He hasn't done a lot, but I think that it's going to continue to grow and he's going to be a down the stretch guy. Like even in fantasy, I think he's a solid stash, even with Thielen.
I think it's just a fate of the Colts defense. I mean, they've been like really bad over the past several weeks. I mean, we saw the shootout between them and the Cleveland Browns the other week. And even I think Derek Carr last week threw for 310 yards against the Colts defense. So maybe some momentum that like you mentioned, that Bryce Young coming off the first victory against my Texans, and something they can hopefully carry into this week against the Indianapolis Colts. I'll throw.
Give me your last one before I let you get out of here.
I think another guy that you and I have talked about, Rachaad White. I'm gonna go over on his yards, and it's I'm fading my Texans defense here because you take a look at what they've given up to that running back position, at least through the air. It hasn't been very pretty. So let's go all the way back since week 3. Travis Etienne, 50 receiving yards against the Texans. Najee Harris had 32. Falcons, I know they do it by running back by committee. They had 47 yards combined through the air. Alvin Kamara, 36. And then last week, we just talked about the Panthers collectively. Each of their 2 running backs that played last week had 26 each, so combined 52 for them. And we know Rachaad White is pretty much getting most of the snaps there for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers when it comes to the running back position. He's at 23 targets this season. He's turned those 23 targets into 22 receptions. So I'm going to continue riding this wave. Last 2 weeks, he's at 60 plus receiving yards. I think he's going to continue dominating against this Texans defense, who's been very lackluster against the running back position, at least through the air. So don't be surprised if we talk about this next week, that this number, if he does go over, does Rachaad White of 27.5, that this number is bumped up to 30.5. So I'll take the over 27.5 receiving yards on Rachaad White against my Texans this week.
Yes, our Texans. God damn it!
Our Texans.
No, I listen. It's okay. It's okay. It's okay. I like it. I'm going to tail you on that quite a bit. I said it was last one. I'm going to throw out two really quick because you mentioned his name, so I feel like I have to put this out there. Kamara to go over 32.5 receiving yards. That number keeps going up. It probably is not going to close there, and get in on it while you can. Bears D giving up a shitload of receiving yards to running backs. Even if you want to go as long as reception, I wouldn't be mad at you. He's gone over this every week but one. And then for my final one, Jaren Hall. He's actually a pretty mobile guy, even though people don't know him yet. I saw this number this morning and I could kick myself at 8.5 rushing yards. It is up to 16.5 now. I'll still take the over 16.5 minus 110.
I think that whether they're playing in Atlanta, I mean, it's a fast turf out there. If he gets into any type of duress, I think the first instinct for some of these guys that are making their first or second starts is to use their legs. So, yeah, I'm not going to talk you off. And then Alvin Kamara, I mean, do we even really need to talk about it? He's just been amazing.
Yeah, it's automatic. All right. Let everyone know what you have coming up, where they can find your stuff, and I'll get you out of here. You look like you need a beer.
Find me on X or Twitter, where the hell you want to call it, at SportsNerd824. All my work is there, and also on Sports Gambling Podcast Network. Just go to sportsgamblingpodcast.com, and you can find everything there from NBA to NFL. I know MLB season's over, so a little bit of break there, but yeah, looking forward to talking to you hopefully next week as well.
Yes, love it. All right, I'll see you next week while I bring on my next guest. This guy's huge fan of Mac Jones.
Yes.
Host of the Golf Gambling Podcast. How's it going?
It's going well. It's Friday.
How are you?
Ready to take a 4-hour drive to take my daughter to a gymnastics tournament. So at the ass crack of dawn tomorrow morning, you know, the joys.
What's the temperature check on your Patriots? How are we feeling?
They're terrible, but I knew they were going to be terrible. I thought they were going to be 5-12 this year, and I was really, really down on them. And it's fine when you say that at the beginning of the season, but then when you watch your team just absolutely blow, it makes me insane. Like, it's just so painful to watch. Mac is not that guy, and it's not even really all his fault. The O-line is complete trash. There's no wide receivers around him. We let Jacoby Myers go and brought the corpse of Juju Smith-Schuster in. Our best receiver is a 6th-round pick, Pop Douglas. Like, that's not good. Like, I don't know what you expect them to do. I really wish that Washington didn't trade away their D-line, because I just want us to lose at this point, just so Bill will get out of there and we can get a higher draft pick.
Yeah, it's I shouldn't even be laughing because my team is so bad. So I don't know who the fuck I think I am laughing or making jokes about it. It's very, very painful. Where are you at with Bill Belichick? Like, is it time for him to get out of town, or what? And also the Bill Belichick, can I say right now, the disrespect needs to stop a little bit, but he does maybe need to hang it up.
Yeah, I just think the game's kind of passed him by.
Yeah.
All right. I mean, look, the Patriot way was supposedly all Bill and all the system, but look, when Brady's not there, it certainly looks a lot different. He's very stubborn in, what he spends money on. He spends money on long snappers and special teams guys when the game is moving away from special teams. It doesn't even matter anymore. God. And we spend all this money on special teams and always on the defense, nothing on the offense. I mean, I know you complain about Jones, but I think our offense is the worst in the NFL right now. Even with Billy O'Brien coming back, like, yeah, you can't shine.
I don't think I disagree with you. I know it's been painful for people to watch the Giants, but they're also missing their left tackle and their starting quarterback. So I think it's hard to really gauge how horrible they are. I'm not saying they're not horrible, because they're definitely horrible, but I tend to agree with you. How long do you think it's going to be till McDaniels crawls back to Billy B?
Oh, he might be in the building already. I don't know. I don't get it. Listen, if I was McDaniels and I failed this many times epically, like, just go, dude, you're filthy rich, go do something else. Go play golf, spend time with your kids. Like, what do you need to be a coach for? It's a miserable job. You got your money, fucking go enjoy it.
Yeah, I mean, he found a really easy way to get rich. It's kind of impressive because he's not the brightest guy. So look at him. Like it's kind of, I'm jealous of him there. He's stacking cash. What's the ideal scenario for the New England Patriots heading into the draft? Like, what are you looking for? Is it time? Do we got to get rid of Jones? Is it time to just put it to bed?
Yeah, we absolutely. So, but the thing is like he's on his rookie deal, right? So we should pick up his option regardless because it's going to be so cheap and get the new guy, let him compete. I mean, I hope we get a top 5 pick. I mean, I don't know. I don't know what Bill will do. I don't know if Bill's still going to be there. I'm not familiar enough with like all these other OCs and GMs to know who I want, but I know I want somebody young and offensive minded because that's the way this entire league is going. And you know what? Keep going back to the draft every year until you get a quarterback. I mean, it's a quarterback driven league and you have to get it and you have to shoot as many times as you can. Do what Washington did years ago when they got Kirk Cousins and RG3. Yeah. Like that was a great strategy. I don't know why more teams don't do that, especially with all the shit bum quarterbacks.
Yeah. I don't know what the plan is there. Where are you at with the AFC East? Who's winning that division?
So I think it's Miami still. I don't think they're going to win this weekend, but I still think it's Miami. There's something wrong with Buffalo. Josh Allen just plays so reckless. So now he might be hurt. I think McDermott's kind of a moron. I don't think he's that good of a coach. And listen, the Jets are still hanging on. That defense is solid. I don't know if Rodgers can come back from his ayahuasca and heal faster and come back and give them a little pep. But dude, they got the horses on offense too. Breece Hall's a stud. The defense is good. So yeah, I mean, I think it's Miami. I think we go Miami, Bills, Jets, and then.
Yeah. Oh, God. All right. Any bets that you are liking this weekend before I jump into some smash or pass bets?
Yeah. So I love the FSU team total. You can get at -110. It's over 34.5. They've only gone under that number twice, and they've still scored over 30 every game this year. And we did it against, I say we. I've been converted to an FSU.
We, I know.
And we did it against Duke, who had an awesome defense. So I'm not worried about Pitt at all. And then tell me what you think of this one. So Geno Smith's over half of interception is even money. He's thrown multiple picks in 3 straight games. Yeah. What am I missing here?
I don't know. I'm betting it. It feels automatic. He's turning into one of those guys that you bet on. Baltimore's D is great. What's your read on that game? Are you leading Baltimore? Because everyone's obsessed with the fucking Seahawks. Like it's getting out of control. They think the Leo Williams thing is going to take them to the fucking Super Bowl. And I promise you it's not.
No, I agree with you. I think so. I think it's kind of fishy that they still have the number at 6, but I'm just super paranoid anyway with things like that. But look, Baltimore beats the shit out of bad teams. Seattle's not a good team. Yeah. Geno's turning back into Geno. I mean, do we remember what Geno Smith was until last year? He sucked. Like he was terrible. Yeah. Like he had a great season last season. Good for him. He's turning back into him. Metcalf's not healthy. Mm-hmm. Walker's dinged up. Laying the 6 with Baltimore. Not even thinking twice about it. They're my survivor pick, actually.
Yeah, I like it too. I like Baltimore this week. I think people are getting cute taking the Seahawks this week, but they can do whatever they want. All right, smash or pass bets. I'm going to give you a bet. You tell me if you're smashing or passing. Obviously, the first one's going to be Washington, New England bet. So smash or pass, Washington at New England over 40 points.
Oh, the pass is under.
This is going to be it's either going to be a very gross game or both these teams are going to find ways to score.
Yeah, you're right. That could absolutely happen, right? I think our defense is good enough where, we can put some pressure on. He does so bad. Howell does so bad when he's under pressure.
And he also, he's sacked. They sack him. He's getting sacked at least the average is 5 times a game right now.
Yeah, it's insane. He's on pace for 90-something sacks.
Oh my God, the poor guy. And the thing is, they're gonna go out and get a quarterback after getting this poor kid fucking killed. It's so bad. It's brutal. All right, next one. Zeke over 31.5 rush yards, -110.
Nah, pass. I think Ramondre is gonna get a little more involved. Yeah. I think Zeke looks a hell of a lot better than I thought he was going to look. I thought he was going to do the 2 yards in a cloud of dust and we bring him in at the goal line. He's been running hard. He looks like he's lost some weight. I just don't. That O-line is so bad. We haven't been able to get any run game going at all. And I think Ramondre is the better player. The longest run of the season we have is 15 yards. Like, so yeah, I'm gonna pass on Zeke.
I don't get it. Like, are they just like blatantly like they're taking like they didn't do anything to get better? What were
Nothing.
you guys thinking? I don't fucking understand.
They thought. So what's funny is you listen to them in the offseason, and it sounded like they were like, "Oh, you guys don't know. Like, we'll show you. We're going to be good." And we're like, "The receivers are fucking terrible." Mike Giatti called them stink, stank, and stunk. And like the wide receivers got their backs up about it. And guess what? They suck. Like Kendrick Bourne played great. I like him. He's a gritty kid, but he's not a number one. What is he? Number 3 on San Francisco 3 years ago? Like, come on, man. Like the team, it's just bad drafts. Bad signings. We gave Nelson Aguilar a shit ton of money. Jonnu Smith got rid of him.
Oh my gosh, that one always kills me because I thought my process was so sound taking him in fantasy everywhere that year, and he was fucking useless. Like absolutely useless. God damn it. Yeah. The New York Giants New England game is going to be just one to watch. That's for sure. Everyone should
toilet bowl for sure.
Oh, God. All right. Josh Allen under 271.5 passing yards.
I think he'll go over it. The shoulder worries me a little bit, but I coming off of a loss. Yeah, I mean, I feel like he's got to ball out, right? Because I imagine Buffalo is just beside themselves right now. The media is going to be getting on them, all the people. So, yeah, and I think I mean, look, Gabe Davis had a great game. What's the third receiver's name? Rashid. What's his name? Like he looks
I love him, Shahid. Yeah. I love him so much. I actually need to look at his numbers. He
looked good. Yeah. He looked real good. So and I think using James Cook in the passing game, I think they're gonna get there because I think they're gonna try to smash and make it a statement.
I love it. All right. Last one here. Actually, what's your read? So are you on Cincy? Did you bet on that game?
Yeah, so I did it the same way I did Kansas City, right? Kansas City, if I can get less than a field goal betting on Pat Mahomes, I'm not going to overthink it. Like, this is what it is. Like, I used to do it with Brady too. Like, give me a short number on Brady or make Brady a dog. Like, I'm not thinking about it. I'm betting it. Just like Aaron Rodgers in prime time back in the day. Mm-hmm. If you're giving me a premier quarterback at less than a touchdown or less than a field goal, I know that's not a home game, but like Burrow reminds me a lot of Brady. Like, just the grit, like how he looks. He's a pocket passer. He's got that it factor, right? He's got that winning thing that Brady had. So I mean, I think it might be a good shootout, but I think since you'll end up pulling it away, because I think something's wrong with Buffalo.
Yeah, I don't know. Something's off. It doesn't pass the vibe check. What about? Okay, I'll give you the last one. Smash or pass? Cowboys +3.
No, Philly's gonna fucking roll them.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, Dak had a good game. When the hell was the last time Dak had back-to-back good games? Tony Pollard doesn't look right since he had that tightrope surgery. It looks like it took his explosiveness away. Their only weapon is CeeDee Lamb. That defensive line is gonna fucking eat Dak. Like it's gonna. I think they're gonna roll. It worries me a little bit that Jalen is supposedly banged up, but I don't think it matters. AJ Brown's on a different planet right now as far as like how he's doing as a receiver. That team's just too good, and Dallas on the road blows.
Yeah, I see. I'm scared about this because Dak plays very well after he gets his ass beat. He loves to just come back and play the best game ever. And guess who plays them next week? The New York fucking Giants. Yeah, I'm so excited for that game. I can't wait. It's gonna be a blast. It'll be another 40+0 game. It's a disaster. So gross.
It's so miserable when your team blows. Like it's just so bad. Like hate watch, you get angry, and it's bad.
And you're emotionally invested still. Like I'm actually physically ill watching.
Right. Yeah. My kids are like, they need to practice more. I'm like, yeah, they definitely need to practice more. Thanks, bro. Appreciate it.
That's actually really good. That's a good advice because I don't know. So some of these Giants games, like I've tweeted it out, but do they like? I need to know what they do at practice. I genuinely want to know because they look fucking clueless.
Right.
Yeah. It's bad. All right. Any last bets before I hit you with some rapid fire questions?
Yeah. So I think there's a great opportunity for a ladder on Monday night with Brees Hall. Over 16.5 rushing yards is where it starts. Since he's been healthy, he's smashed that the last 2 games against way better defenses than he's playing in San Diego. I think he's going to crush that. I'll take that all the way up to like 100 yards and see what it gets to. They haven't given the ladder yet, but it starts at over 16.5. Crush that number.
Oh, yeah. I will be tailing that. That's a good look. Anything else?
No, I mean, I think I love the FSU, like that game.
Cool.
KC, we got pretty much. Oh, you talked about Kamara. I took the receptions. I didn't take the. I took the overflow.
I love it. I did. I think it's gonna end up being the bet that doesn't hit this week, but it's just why I didn't put it in my best bets. But they just use him so much in the fucking receiving game. It's actually ridiculous. I've never seen anything like it. All right, I'll hit you with some rapid fire, and then I'll let you get out of here. Mac Jones or Daniel Jones?
Daniel Jones.
Gronk or Aaron Hernandez?
Oh, well, I mean, are we playing football or clipping people? Because if we're murdering people, it's Aaron Hernandez. But yeah, I still take Gronk. I mean, Hernandez was just a receiver, man. God, that was so beautiful when those two were on the field together. It's crazy that we didn't win a Super Bowl.
Yeah, and in my Delulu head, I thought that's what we were getting with Jonnu Smith again. Like that's
right,
what
me too.
That's where I thought that was going. I'm like, oh, let me be delusional here. I was completely wrong. All right, favorite golf club?
You mean like when I swing or where I play? So St. John's Country Club down here is my favorite track. It's not TPC, but you're not actually paying $800 a round at TPC either. So yeah. But my 7-iron is probably my favorite. It's my most consistent club. Is my
me too.
7-iron, my driver.
Yeah, my golf game was not very good towards the end. What's your best score ever? Your best golf score?
Oh, I suck at golf. Probably like an 84.
I love it. I mean, it's way better than me.
Yeah, I didn't pick up golf until I usually shoot in the 90s, right? Like, so I put together like 3 rounds back to back last summer that were in the 80s, and I was like, oh, I got this thing figured out. No, definitely not. I didn't pick it up until my late 20s. It's just somewhere where I can go out and be competitive and drink some beers and hang out and have a good time.
Love it. How early is it acceptable to put your Christmas tree up?
Not until after Thanksgiving.
Yeah, it's too much. And people have fucking Christmas lights up in my neighborhood. What are you people doing? Can you let us have Thanksgiving? What are you doing?
Yeah, it's nuts. Yeah, I love Thanksgiving. That's my favorite holiday. But yeah, so I can't. The stores. I mean, there's Christmas shit in the stores before Halloween. Like, it was insane.
They already have commercials.
Decorations already up. It's nuts.
It's horrible. All right, let's do Chargers or Jets this week.
Oh God. I'll take the Jets. Gross. I'll take the Jets. Just because I think.
God, why can I not get anyone on this fucking show this week to take the Chargers with me? Jeez. I literally have been trying to get someone else to take it with me. Now I'm gonna feel stupid as fuck when every person that's come on took the Jets. God.
It's tough though. It's like I'm not like super confident in it. I think the best unit on the field is the Jets defense. For whatever reason, they're winning. And dude, Staley just makes so many bad decisions over and over and over again. And if Josh Palmer's hurt, they're gonna rely on this Quentin Johnson kid who, look, I know he was raw coming out of college, but I mean he doesn't even look like he belongs on the field.
Yeah, it's tough. All right, Joe Judge or Matt Patricia?
Ugh, gross. I'll take Patricia though. Joe Judge speech that he gave New York when he came to the Giants was the cringiest speech I have ever fucking heard. We bring our lunch pails to work every day, and he makes I hate Joe Judge. At least Matt Patricia puts together some decent game plans that help us win some Super Bowls. Joe Judge is just a useless sack of skin. Like, I fucking hate that guy.
What a fucking weird time it was on Twitter when Joe Judge actually had fans taking videos of themselves doing laps. Like, that is just those were dark. Little did we all know that was not going to go the way that we all planned. Last one, I'll let you get out of here. It's Friday. What's your favorite like adult beverage or beer? I don't know what you're a beer drinker. What are you?
Yeah, it's Sapphire and tonic. That's my go-to. It's been like that for years. And it was funny because like you drink it in your early 20s and nobody around you drinks it. You get a little older, everybody's drinking gin and tonics, but it's gin and tonics. It's nice and light on the golf course. Goes down smooth at home. Beer's too filling. I like the IPAs. I can only have so many of those.
Yeah, it's funny how your drink of choice changes as you get older. There's a direct correlation. I appreciate you coming on. Let everyone know where they can find you, what's going on.
Yeah, so we do the Golf Gambling podcast. We know it's fall. Nobody's really into it, but look, there's still money to be made. There's even a tournament going on this week. We do a show. Matt Gannon does our DFS show Monday. Me and Steve do the betting show either Tuesday or Wednesday. Previews on Sunday, and we do a football show on Thursday. You can find me yelling about the Bruins or the Patriots on Twitter at Boston_Capper. And that's it. Come find me. Hit me up.
How are the golf bets looking so far? this week?
I don't know. So it looks like Scam Champ was actually doing all right today. Everybody and their cousin bet him. Cam Young. We'll see what he does. His tea time is coming up here in a second. I had the ear. He's my guy, Lucas Herbert, but he doesn't look like he hasn't teed off yet. But he had a decent day yesterday. I cashed a couple matchups yesterday.
Love it.
It's even half of me to get excited about these fucking tournaments. Like,
I know. I still have my season-long fantasy team that's at least helping, but I listen, I fully admit that I start to tune out. But I'll let you get out of here. Thanks for coming on. Have a good Friday. Have to get you back on soon. See ya. And then we'll let producer Ryan come back on for
a producer Ryan sandwich at the end.
It is a Ryan sandwich. Absolutely.
Look at
you have a coffee while you were like, you look like a different person from the beginning of the show, which is hilarious.
I was just so pumped up by all that wonderful gambling conversation. It's like adrenaline right to my brain, right? I was on there. I was betting picks you were talking about. I'm ready. I'm ready for the weekend now.
I love it. Actually, we all three of us have probably three of the shittiest teams in the league. Ironically, isn't that? We're kind of. I honestly, Munaf has the best one, and he's a fucking Texans fan. So you never thought you'd see the day.
The thing goes. Yeah.
All right.
Well,
is there any last questions, or we want to wrap up?
No, let's wrap up. Let's get out of here. Let's get to the weekend. Thanks, everybody, for watching. Please like and subscribe. Check us out on all podcast platforms as well. Give us a review there, please. And anything else, Steph?
No, that's it. See you guys
later.
See ya.
Watch him make it, break it down.